book you need to write called Hello, Dolly, My Story.
Oh!
Okay?
But you see, I did some 10 Broadway shows. And from way back, the moment I got out of Bennington, they knew I got the job every time.
Right.
Because I said, well, see, I think this play is about this or that or something. And they said, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. I asked Norton Wilder, did you know that, would you say I was right in saying the spine?
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. In saying that the spine is the most important. Yeah, would you say this is the spine to rejoin the human race on the part of every single character in it? And he scratched his head, and it took him 24 hours to get back to me and say, yes, that is the spine. He didn't know it. The playwright doesn't know it, but he wrote honestly. He wrote his experience in life.
Carol, you do a wonderful job of talking about how your late husband had a role in the rewrites on Hello, Dolly as you were getting it ready to open. How he would make suggestions.
I did?
Yes. Indeed, what he would do is he knew he didn't have the chutzpah to give the suggestions to Gower Champion. He gave them to you, and you suggested.
I said that?
Yes, you did.
That's funny because he didn't know the spine.
Well, anyway.
No, he booked me everywhere, and he worked for Burns and Allen a lot. So I got to work with George Burns, who knew more about, well, I mustn't get off the track.
Yeah. But well, you're right on the track. You've worked with so many of these people. Can you give us a little insight of what was it like to work with a George Burns?
George, the least of his talents is performing. The very least. Gracie, he learned, if he ever got mean to Gracie, that the audience turned against him. And that's true, because she was a comedian who found out there's no malice, you know? And George would just, so he finally learned to just stand there and listen to her. But he told the choreographer what to do, the guy that wrote the music, he told the dialogue writer, he said, I want you to write about Gracie's mother. Gracie's mother. Write about Gracie's brother. Write about all these jokes that went on. And he gave me lots of lines for my own one-woman show. And he said, which I was calling the first 80 years of the hardest. Now it will be the first 90 years. Yeah. But anyway, this woman, he said, tell the audience that all you wear is eyelashes. You wear 2 pair of eyelashes here. I haven't got them on now. And eyeshadow, and then I put mascara on top of that, and the lower lids too. And then I wear lipstick, and then I put eyebrow pencil on it, and that way I get that natural look. And so that's what the lines he did. He gave me lots of lines. He said, I worked with George for 2 years, only in theaters. He never worked in theaters before. And, oh, he was wonderful. Wonderful. And so we got, I can tell you so many lines. But he gave me those lines, and that way I get that. He said, how is it going? And I said, it's all right. And he said, the balcony should cave in, which was his and Gracie's phrase for when they had a gem of a line, you know. And he helped write, he wrote the lines and told the writers how to supplement them. That's all he did. He wrote the lines. And he was so able in every other department. I mean, he told the set designer how to design their house. No, Gracie wouldn't have flowers like that. Gracie would have that. He said, no, that way I get that natural, don't say that way I get that natural look. Say, that way I get that natural look. The house came down after that. I never could figure out why. I never will figure out why, but he knew. He knew how to direct me. Oh, that man is it, well, what's the best thing you can be? Smartest.
To get back to Hello, Dolly, which we seem to gravitate to, Did you have any inkling when that show opened in New York?
Who? Hello, Dolly?
Hello, Dolly. That
See,
it was
you're
gonna...
so young. There's so many others that I did. Yeah.
Right. But did you have any idea that was going to be the mega hit it turned out to be?
Oh, if it wasn't, I was going to commit suicide. Oh, no, we wouldn't rest till we got it right. And some people tell me that's called, what's the psychological word for it? It's called, Harry, what's the psychological word for what I am? No. No, you know.
Obsessive compulsive.
What's the name of it? What? I've got a psychosis. What's he saying? No, never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
I've got this mental disease. And you never think it's right. You never think it's right. And everybody gets it if you have a hit. And if you don't have a hit, it's because they'll thought, oh, this is a very good show. Well, I can't wait to get on stage.
Yeah. So you really,
that's a flop. That's the sure sign it's a flop.
So you really didn't anticipate it was going to be the major hit it was as you opened it.
Of course I did. I wouldn't rest until I knew. But I knew it just takes complete, you got to get to the bottom of every line in the thing.
Right.
Now here I'm patting myself on the back. It's not everybody that's a success does that. At anything.
Right. There are a lot of students out there who are going to be asking some questions later on, but I want to ask one question anyway that deals directly with acting. You said that there is no emotion unless it flows through relaxation.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know how down through the decades you have managed to experience that relaxation in your own being so that the emotion can flow through.
All right, I'll tell you my secret. Al Pacino, we all know him. Gee, he's a friend. I just love him anyway. I love his work. And Al Pacino asked me when I came backstage, he said, what is the secret of keeping a show fresh? Tell me, you've got it and you know it. Over a span of 30 years, over a span of 10 years, I played Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I played, I can name them. They go on year after year and I'm never tired of it. Noel Coward came to me and he said, he came backstage at a little review I was in at the time, lend an ear, and he got down on one knee to me, the great Noel Coward with his craggy face, and he said, put me in your audience, love, and you'll see it will work. And I put a person in the audience that I know loves me. I can put that, you relax completely. You relax. I tell you, my father died before I opened in Las Vegas, just before. And I was left alone for the first time in my life, really alone. And now I put Harry in my audience. But I know where he stands with me, and I know where I stand with him. But I put my father, who was dead only a day before, and it was opening night. I put him out there, and I put him up in the balcony, and I completely relaxed and just told him the whole story. And it came so easy. But I know a woman who's the dueña of society in San Francisco, and I thought, she's just charming. I just was thrilled with her. I went to lunch with her. Oh, I'm going to put her in the next show's audience. I'm going to put her in the audience. I just love her, and it's a comedy. It was a Lend an Ear, it was called, and I go, and I put her in the audience. I lost my first 4 lines. My first 4 laughs, I mean. The first 4 laughs, they weren't true. They weren't relaxed. I wasn't that character easily, without trying to be. So Al said, what do you do to go? I said, I put Harry in the audience, or I put my mother, my father in the audience. And before you go on, Helen Hayes said to me, Don't kid yourself.